It's your old mate Daryl, out with Toby. How is everybody? I hope we're all having a good day. Got some good news, really good news, and I've got a bit of bad news. So what I'm going to do is give you the bad news first, and then we can celebrate the good news. Bad news is I went out with my gimbal earlier on, and I was just trying it out, working out what to do with it and what not to do with it. I dropped it and broke it. Anyhow, I've ordered a new one, so I should be getting that tomorrow. I'm really upset over that. Could probably get it fixed, but I don't know where to take it. I rang a few places up and they asked me what a gimbal was, so if you don't know, you don't know. Anyway, moving on from that, I have some really good news for you. The girl, her body has been found. I've none of the details yet. I just know, I've just heard, her body has been found. It's been recovered. Which is the best news we've had in a long time. I'll know more later on, and I'll tell you more tomorrow, but by then I'm sure you'll have seen it on the TV news, you'll have read about it. But anyhow, we'll see what happens I'll know more tomorrow. But the good news is the body has been recovered. So now that's 3 bodies have been recovered. Grace can be laid to rest with her mum. It's a sad ending, very sad, and it doesn't take away the horror of what happened. But at least we know that she's been found. So it's some small consolation to her family. Hiya Dave, how are you? So that's the latest from Withernsea. Grace has been found and her body recovered. I don't know what to say about it really. I'm glad they found the body, but I'm sad that a 15-year-old, a mum, and an old guy, nearly as old as me, lost their lives. And then when I think of that grandpa last night, I don't know. It just fills me with rage. But anyhow, as I said, the good news is, after all that searching, it's been what? 2 weeks today, and finally she's been found. The sea is cruel and unforgiving. Anyway, enough of looking at me. There's our sea, and there he is, the main man. And notice I'm not wearing my high-vis jacket tonight. There's a reason for that. The thing was absolutely soaking. The pockets are wet on the inside. And I just thought, it needs to dry out. I should have hung it over a chair or something near the radiator, but I didn't. I just hung it up. So it's still absolutely wringing wet. Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Just got back from shopping. Hate doing that, but... Hiya, Ben. How are you? No, I am careful. I always am, Ben. I always think about what I'm doing and risk assess what I'm doing before I do it. I check tide times and things like that before I come out. Yeah. So you just got back from town shopping, Dave? Yeah, it's going to be a closure for Grace's family, the grandparents, Dad. I don't know whether there's any brothers and sisters, uncles, aunties. Yeah. Just awful, isn't it? Absolutely awful. I stand in awe, though, to the diligence, you know, of the people involved, the search and rescue people. You know, we've been out every day searching. I sort of knew yesterday they had something, but I didn't know what. I didn't want to say to anybody that I thought they found her, because I don't know. Nobody's told me. And the last thing I want to do is to be telling people stuff which is untrue and which is patently wrong. So I was thinking to myself yesterday, those two big Sprinter, you know, Mercedes Sprinter vans, 2 4x4s, all from the underwater police, you know, search, not just local but regional police cars, sealing off the end of the prom so you can't get on it, not letting people on further down where the Golden Sands holiday park was. Oh, I thought, to have all these assets in one place, there is a reason for that. And I thought the only one thing I could think of was Grace, but I thought, I can't say it. And even if I did know, I wouldn't have said anything, because the first people to know should be our own family. Hi Jeffrey, how are you? Hi Ben. Where am I from? I'm in Withernsea, which is on the east coast of Yorkshire. What you're looking at is the North Sea. We're about 20 miles or so east of Hull. That's alright, is that? You can't moan at that at all. That's alright, Dave. Not bad at all. What I went shopping yesterday, just to me and the old Duchess, and I think I spent altogether just over 100. Hi Jeffrey. You're from Beverley, are you, Ben? Have you heard they've actually found Grace's body? I don't know the details. Go on Hull Live. It's on there. Or more details than I've got anyhow. It's on Hull Live, Ben. So now they've got all of them. We've got the 3 of them. Grace, her mum, and the 67-year-old guy who dived in to help. At least Grace and her mum can be buried together. Hang on, I just need to clean up after Tobes. Where is it? There isn't any. After all that, he changed his mind. Dogs, eh? Hang on, Tobes. It is very sad. It was very sad. We all saw it on here. We saw what was going on. But we didn't see the girl and her mum get. He's doing it now. Just going to put this down somewhere and I'll just clean up after Toby. Hang on, Tobes. Wait a minute. There we go. It would have been nice if you'd have done it before I started recording, but never mind. At least we've got it, and that's the main thing. Right, folks, sorry about that. I'm back with you. I just had to clean up after Toby. In a perfect world, he'd do what he has to do before I go on the phone. But we don't live in a perfect world, so it is. Yeah, it was absolutely heartbreaking. 2 weeks ago, we were here, and we saw the emergency lights, blue lights flashing. Didn't know what it were. Could be anything. And then we saw the helicopter, and we heard the big Coast Guard helicopter. I'll be honest, at first I didn't know. I thought it's some sort of multi-agency exercise. You know, we got the Coast Guard, we'll have the lifeboat, police, and everybody else. That was what I thought. And then we got close, and you could see, well, no, there are a lot more to it. I mean, a young lad who lives near me came up and started giving me a running commentary of what was going on. And he didn't really know, but it got some of it right. And I stayed and we watched the helicopter, we watched all these teams of people, the lifeboat. We saw the lifeboat come from Brid. Another one came from Skegness. We had 2 Coast Guard helicopters at one point. Just horrendous. You know, things begin to dawn. This isn't just an accident. This is awful. This is a disaster. I mean, it came out, they rescued somebody, but people didn't know who they'd rescued. And then it came out, people were saying all sorts of things, and this is the problem with stuff like this. What people get mistaken, and they say things. But it turned out, cutting a long story short, it was the old man. And then hours later, they recovered the body of the girl's mum. But the girl's body, they couldn't find it anywhere. But every day they'd been out searching. And every day the Coast Guard's been on the rocks, these rocks down here, right the way along, and all of the beach, everywhere. I've seen them over at Holland. You know, the waves have a tendency to take you south from here. The tide goes roughly in a southerly direction. But certainly all over Withernsea they were there. I believe they found the girl's backpack the other day. And now they've got her body. Well, my condolences to the families of all those what were lost. Well, I don't know about that thinking blues, but the girl was washed out by a freak wave, I can definitely tell you that. Hi Abigail, how are you? Oliver, thank you very much. I know he's gorgeous, he's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. It was just so awful. Well, it's funny because I was going to walk up to the top of the steps with him about a week ago. The steps where the pier towers are, and he just wouldn't have it at all. And then at the end of the pier, where we're going now, not pier, the end of the promenade, where we're going now, he just didn't want to stand there. And he was whinging for us to move on. So what he knew, or what he thinks he knew, I don't know. But I've kept dogs long enough to know if the dog's not happy, I'm not happy. No, it's a really good boy, is Toby. You know, dogs have an uncanny kind of sixth sense where they know danger. Well, we've been on here nearly 20 minutes, so it's nearly 4 o'clock, 10 to 4 or something. Well, it's 5 to 4, and it's still very light. See, we've still got the flowers, there's even more flowers. See if he lets me take him up here, I don't know whether he will. Yeah, we're all right now, but before he wouldn't let me, he wouldn't. This is where it happened. She was here. Taking pictures. Probably using that post there, I don't know. The wave came in at the back of her. The next thing, she was down there and in the sea. Followed by her mum, who did what mums do. Tried to rescue her daughter. Then the old guy try to do what he could do. No, come on, we're going this way. And there you have it. But at least all three are now accounted for, at least all three. You know, they can be laid to rest. And just say condolences to the relatives. Well, so that brings an end to the tragedy, really. It's all over bar the shouting. The inquest started earlier on this week, and then it was adjourned. I think it's been adjourned until March. So undoubtedly we'll learn more in the coming months. Got a bulldog here. Oh. See, this is it. Look at these which have been washed up by the sea. Hello. Come on. Are they all right? I'll let you go, mate, because you're going to get tied up, aren't you?
9-month-old and the 14-year-old.
Oh well. When we first got him, it was the same. We had a 15-year-old,
Yeah.
but we lost the 15-year-old. So enjoy him while you've still got him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, little one wants to play, older one saying, "Get off my sister."
I know. Wait, that's it. Wake Withernsea up.
Yeah. Might use a bit of a spark. Poppy, come on. Come on.
Hi, True Sorts. Where are we today? We're in Withernsea. We're about 20 miles east of Hull, and we're on the North Sea coast. There's Toby and there's me. And every now and again we come across our friends, Toby's friends. So what we're going to do, we're going to walk up to the end of the South Promenade, walk around the houses, make our way back to the South Promenade and walk all the way back. Right, we'll walk. Yeah, we'll put a bit of a spurt on. So I went and dropped my gimbal. I don't believe I did it. Anyway, I've ordered a new one. Should get that tomorrow. So I'm going to get this one repaired and have it in reserve. Hello, folk. Right. I don't think I've helped myself that much, but never mind, we'll see. No, I haven't. Oh well. I'm going to pull over in a minute and let this guy get past me. He's walking faster than me, so... Well, it's certainly a quiet day today. Let's see what we can see over at sea. The wind farm isn't visible. I want to get him quite a way ahead. Body found on Withernsea beach in search for Grace. Okay, I can tell you a bit more now. You know, yesterday when I told you about the two big vans, the two Mercedes Sprinter vans, and the 4x4 pickups and things like that. Well, the body was discovered yesterday. Now, police are there on Hampton Road trying to recover the body. So yeah, we saw the police car last night, didn't we? Or the one by the Golden Sands gate, and then the other one at the top of the promenade here. You remember? And we saw a grandpa with his grandson down there. What a travesty. But anyway, they had found the body, but they couldn't recover it last night. So they've gone back today. They're hampered by the tides and things. But they're trying to they've got it, and they're trying to recover it now. Or whether they've actually recovered it by now, I don't know. But they are attempting, today they've been attempting to recover it, and they've released that information. So that is really good news. Grace's body has been found, but I don't think it's been recovered. So that's about the best news we're going to get. Right, let's have a quick look at the tide. Normally we've been coming past here and it's been dark, hasn't it? Well, there we are, Friday. High water at 3:13 and low water at 9:33. So now it's been released by the Coast Guard and the police that Grace's body has been found. You can share that because it's actually been on Hull Live. So it's actually been released to the media. That's why I'm telling you. If it hadn't have been released, then I couldn't have told, then I wouldn't, even if I knew, I wouldn't have told you. I strongly suspected yesterday that it had been, but I was very, very careful how I spoke about it because I didn't want to give any false hopes. I didn't want to be in a position where I'm announcing something before the families know about it. Although I had a very, very, very strong suspicion. When you see assets like that deployed, not just deployed, but so many of them, when you've got to ask, you think, wow, there's a reason for it. Some guy asked me last night, what did I think? I said, probably an exercise. I thought, good Lord, look at that. So I'm glad at least I'm happy, you know, for the family. We can now grieve. Oh, we've got 2 greyhounds coming and we've got another dog. We've got 3 greyhounds. Hello.
Hello.
And we got a jack. Come on, Toby, you're a very good boy. A very good boy. Well, here we go. Police car's still up there. I wonder if Grandpa's fishing again. I mean, taking a kid. When it's raining and you've got high tides. Why would you do that? One wave and the lad would have been in the sea and Grandpa couldn't have rescued him. I tell you, if some grandpa did that to my kid, he'd never get to see my kid again. Unbelievable. I just didn't believe what I saw last night. It's there on last night's video. You'll see it. Another police car will walk up. to the entrance to the camp. You know, golden chant, and then we'll walk back again. All right, mate. Well, we all know whose body it is. I just scanned it. Have a look on Hull Live, Dave, see what it says. Go on to Hull Live. I just scanned a little bit of it. They might not. You know, the police might not have given the name. It might have been Hull Live. Don't forget, I've got Toby to look out for. I've got myself to look out for. Plus, I'm talking on here. So, it may be that the police haven't done that yet. I don't know. You just check that out for me, if you will, please. I just had a quick look on my phone, my other phone, just to get the gist of it. So they might not have actually given her name. They may just have said a body. But it was found. The thing is, it was found yesterday. See, it's all blocked off down there, and Grandpa with a kid was actually down there. If you look at my recording for yesterday, it's on there. Grandpa and the kid. It just made my blood boil. I'm 71, so I'm no longer a spring chicken. I'm not a young lad. But one thing I hate more than anything else is arrogant, dogmatic old men who know it all, who have no humility about them. I can't think what I would do with my grandkids that would put them at risk. Go anywhere with them, it has to be thought out beforehand. Over what if scenarios. Here we've got 2 police cars, look. I mean, yesterday, that policewoman as well, when I said there's an old man down there, oh, he's been there, but it doesn't matter. She was fine with it. And I told her, because somebody told me I was a busybody. Well, not really. We've had 3 casualties. We don't want any more, especially a kid. I mean, if Grandpa wants to give his life, I have no problem with it. That's up to him. But not with a kid. No, it's on Google Hull Live, Dave. It won't be on. It's not. It won't be on YouTube. Just Google just Google Hull and then Live. Or Google body found Withernsea, something like that, and that'll take you to Hull Live. Hi Dwayne, how are you, mate? Yeah, just Google body found, because definitely a body was found yesterday. Yeah, no, I'm fine, and it's not raining, so I'm even more fine. It looks like we found the body. Grace's body, it looks like it has been found. Oh, Tobes. So that's the good news, if indeed you can call it good. But at least they can put her to rest now, her and her mum. Put them both to rest, at least. You know, with some form of dignity. The bad news, I was out with my gimbal today. Yeah, I've got to learn how to use it. And I dropped it and broke it. Wow. Come on, Tobes. So, I was a little bit disappointed in that. I rang a few repair places who asked me what a gimbal was. So I thought, oh, leave it, I can't be bothered. I ordered a new one. So I get my new gimbal tomorrow. So, good and bad news there. It's Saturday tomorrow, but I've got Sunday, Monday morning, bright and early. I've got to be at my Coastwatch station. I take my assessment. I've been going over it and going over it and going over it, answering questions, answering more questions, finding stuff out. What do they... I'm frightened, love. Yeah, a little dog growling. No, I'm good with it. What, you know, what do these flares mean? What do those flags mean? What does a man overboard flag look like? All them things. What's a Beaufort scale? What's a Douglas scale? How do you plot on a nautical map? What is a nautical map? Yeah, that's it, Dave. That's what I said. I'd seen it on whole live. Yeah, thanks, Dwayne. Thanks a lot. I passed, even though I got through the mock test last week. That's not Thursday yesterday, but a week ago yesterday. That's good. But it's a real thing. And experience from my students tells me I've had students who've done well in mock exams. Come a real thing and they've folded, they've crumbled. I was lucky me when I did my degree. I didn't fold. I just trusted it all out what I needed to do. But you can never be too cautious, can you? It's getting a bit dark now. We've been on, it's 4:15. It's not so long ago when we were dark at this time. I just want to go up to where all the vans were yesterday. Vans, police cars, 4x4s, all the stuff. You know, them vans were huge. They weren't just for normal Sprinter, they were the, you know, really big one with the high roof and everything else. So they'd have had a lot of gear in them. don't think there's anything here now. They may have recovered what they needed to recover. Where did we find her? Hi Edward, where did we find her? Right, somewhere between the end of Withernsea Promenade and round about the old airfield, which is now like a caravan park. So you know Golden Sands? Go past Golden Sands up there somewhere where we are now. There was a couple of police cars at the end of the pier Promenade at Withernsea, and there's a police car here. So I'm saying it's between the end of the Golden Sands caravan park and the end of the Withernsea Promenade. So it's about just over a quarter of a mile, I'd say, going straight. See, there was a police car guarding the scene, so I don't know whether anything's been recovered. They've identified it, we know it's fair. It was discovered yesterday. I'm all right, love. I just waved to you, that, so
Hi, okay.
I'm just turning round and going back.
No worries.
Bad news, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
But at least, a family can be, interred with a mum.
Well, yeah. Well, we haven't recovered anything yet. So, as it said on the statement,
We'll
release
update.
formal identification.
It's just terrible, isn't it? It's heartbreaking.
It's a tragic incident.
Last night, I saw a guy with his grandkid. Some old, can I use the word? The old bastard. With his grandkid. You know where the promenade is, the end of the promenade. That is dicey anyhow. That going down the steps, it's been blocked off, and he were down there with a kid.
People are silly. They don't understand how dangerous.
I nearly hit I thought just walk away, because if I'd have said something, I wouldn't have known when to stop.
Yeah.
After what's happened, you take a kid down there. If I take my grandkids anywhere, I have to think it out beforehand.
Yeah, some people are silly.
God, that's just me, Ron. Huh?
People don't consider the risks, do they?
No. I just thought you know better than everybody else. You old. I'll leave it at that. Anyhow, love, you take care anyway. See you later. Yeah, so you can see. Yeah, well, that's one police car, and you've seen the other police car at the end of the promenade. So if you were to go, when we get back to the promenade, I'll show you roughly where this is. But it's roughly about a quarter of a, going straight as the crow flies, Dave. We're talking quarter of a mile, maybe a third of a mile, something not massive. So it's not. So you kind of, if you looked at a map of Withernsea, you're about from the pier towers to the end of a promenade. You're talking 1.1 kilometres. So in old money, we're looking round about 1,000 yards perhaps. Now, if you're going to go from the end of a promenade to the end of this campsite, Golden Sands, you're talking perhaps, I don't know, another kilometre. So that's, you're looking 2.1 kilometres. So what would you say that is? And that is the area they were looking at. I think they've gone a little bit further. You know where Elsie Cow is? I think they've probably gone that far. But I don't know. But the interesting takeaway on this is the policewoman has told me they've not recovered the body yet. They know it's there, but they've not been able to recover it yet. Now, they found it yesterday. That has been reported by the newspaper, and they haven't been able to recover it as yet. So that's about as good as it gets. That's all I can really tell you, really. I can't tell you anymore. I didn't ask her anything. But I don't know, I'd say to you, it's quite possible that the body is between, I'm thinking to myself, between the end of the promenade and possibly where Elsie the cow is. I could be well wrong on that. It could be just there where they are. I don't know. But I do know where them rocks are. And I do know it would be, them rocks are very, very heavy. You may even have to bring in heavy lifting equipment or an excavator or, you know, something like that. I don't know. But they've been trying to recover the body. That was yesterday and today. They're hampered by the weather and the tide. Now today, it's been glorious. We've had no rain. It's been a bit cold, but we've had no rain. So it's been okay. Whereas yesterday, some of it, the day were all right, but we had rain and you got tides, which have hampered them as well. So I don't know. The tides have been high. We've had spring, I think it was on Tuesday, it was a spring tide, so they are still quite high. You know, they're going down to the neap tide, which will be a lot lower. Yeah, well, I hope so. Mind you, that in a way the police made things worse, didn't they? Why not talk decently to people? Instead of shouting at people, look, can you move please? We need this space. Oh, I need you to move. Would you please move? But they were shouting at people. And that, you're never going to get a result when you go shouting at people. Talk to people. Be reasonable with them and kind of move them slowly. Don't start pushing. You start pushing people, they will push back, and that's what happened. Well, yeah, I agree, Dave. I don't know. You heard what that policewoman said. I didn't ask her, I just said, at least, like you, I assumed the body had been recovered. But if that's the case, why have you got police there and at the end of the promenade? So I don't know. But on the other hand, Dave, you've got to think, I didn't ask her for any information, and she volunteered that information. She can see him on her phone, and she volunteered that information to me. I didn't ask her. All I said was, I'm glad. At least the family can lay mum and daughter to rest. So, well, we haven't recovered the body yet. I didn't ask for anything else. I don't, she shouldn't even have told me that much. I don't think so, anyhow. But you heard it on the phone, and I didn't say anything, but I mean, if you go back over this, I think we're about 45 minutes in or something like that. But you go back over that bit, that's what she said. Yeah, thanks, Dwayne. Yeah, love. I had a kiddie wink coming up, the young school girl, don't want to be getting her on. And she thanked me anyhow, so I think that's nice. She's obviously aware of these things, and she recognised that I was aware, but I don't want kids on my phone and what the dangers are. So that was nice when she thanked me. Come on, Tobes. Right. Well.
Pizza out.
Wow. Yeah, I think if he'd have recovered, physically recovered her, I think they'd have moved up, you wouldn't be protecting the site. So I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I only know what everybody else does. And if I'd have heard the policewoman say that they hadn't recovered the body, but I hadn't have been on my phone, I wouldn't have been repeating that on here or anywhere else. It's only because you guys heard it. They were talking to her. And I never asked her. I was surprised when she came out with that. Really surprised. I'm not blaming her. I certainly wouldn't report her or anything like that, but it does make you shudder, doesn't it? Yeah, when we get back to the South Shore, sounds like in Blackpool, but the South Prom, I'll show you roughly what I think. But as I said, I don't really know. Come on. Hiya.
Sorry, just come on, keep going.
All right. He's all right, actually. Are you going to say hello or what? Hello?
She might go skittish or down.
All right. Ooh, car coming, yeah. All right, love. See you later. Yeah, it's always a worry that when your dogs go a bit skittish and there's a car coming. Well, I've not done as many as I wanted to get 13, 14 like I did yesterday. How many miles have I walked so far? Just give me a moment and I'll tell you. 10.1 miles so far. It's going to be just over 11 when I get home. When I broke my gimbal, I thought, what do? Do I continue my walk? Do I go home and try and fix it? What do? I decided to go home, have a look at it, see if I knew enough to be able to repair it and try and repair it. And I decided I didn't. By then I'm already at home. So I put in a good 2.5 hours revision for Monday. So yeah, I lost out. Big style there. Otherwise I'd have had another 14 mile today. See, we've got the police car here, look. So you've one here, and then you've one 15 minutes away. Or if you were to walk on the beach, if you could, a lot less. Oh, Tobes, come on, let's just get to the end and I'll sort you out. I'll get you one. Right, Dave, I'll show you where I think. Look straight up there. It's a bit crappy, I didn't want to stand here, but I will. See where them lights are? That's the Golden Sands campsite. So I think it's somewhere between here and you see the end of those rocks over there, centre of the screen, between there and here. That's what I think. That would make sense from where the police car is. You're a swine. And the other police car, this police car and that police car. Oh, come on, Toby. Now, you can see this has all been taped off. A barrier put there. You've been standing here with me when me and Toby have been drowned by waves. Down there where that barrier is where Grandpa and the kid were standing. Fortunately, there's nobody there now. That really got to me, did that. I went from 0 to about 150 miles an hour in about 3 seconds. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, it's alright, Edward, it's not bad. But I was hoping to get another 14 in. But busting my gimbal. I had to think, I'm going to get time in. I thought, well, I'll try and fix my gimbal. I'm going to be late in going out. I'm going to lose out. And I thought, look, these things happen. Just go out, do what you need to do. It's all right. So that's what I did. So I really looked at my gimbal when I got home. And I couldn't do anything with it. I probably could if I knew enough, But that's the thing, I don't. So I just thought, you know what? Try and get it repaired. And I thought that's a good idea. So I rang up about 4 or 5 electronics places, not electricians, but electronics, computers and stuff like that. And each one said, what's a gimbal? And I thought, well, you don't know. And if you don't know, I'm going to spend ages trying to explain what it does. And I thought, next thing I'm going to have to do is take it somewhere. A lot more time. I've had enough to do. Revising for that, you know, that assessment on Monday. So I just thought, order a new one, and I've done with it. The old one, I will get it repaired at some point when I've got a bit more time. Well, we've definitely gone high tide now. There are people on the beach fishing, which is fine. No issue with that, it's quite safe. We've gone past high tide. It's quite safe. But where that grandpa and that kid was is not safe. And he should be damn well ashamed of himself. Freak wave, that's all it took for Grace, and that's all it would have took for his grandkid. I've got a guy coming up now with his dog. He has two dogs running up by the side of his mobility scooter. I've not seen him for a long while until last night. Nice to see him again. Somebody in a bike up there as well. Here we are. Hi mate.
Good evening.
Good evening. Where is she?
Oh, Litland.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, he sometimes has two dogs with him. But the other one apparently didn't want to go out. Toby gets like that sometimes. He'll say I can't be bothered with it, so I'll come out on my own. Especially if we've done 12 miles or something like that in the morning. Toby. Hang on, just fasten his coat up. Come here, Tobes. How's that? Not right, is it? There we are. Sorry about that, guys. I just fastened Toby's coat were coming unravelled, unwrapped. So that had to be put back. So it's getting quite dark. But then it is 20 to 5. Or about 20 to 5. Let's have a look at my watch. Yeah, 10 to 5. So when you think about that, 10 to 5, and we still have some light left. So there they are, folks. 2 weeks after that fateful day, there you have it. Body has been found, but hasn't been recovered. Coast Guard and police are working on it. The entry points to the beach are being safeguarded by the police. So that's it. Hopefully by tomorrow or Sunday, the body will be fully recovered. I mean, don't forget, we don't know what state it's in or anything. I'm not going to comment on that because I really don't know. Oh, mate.
How you doing? You alright?
I'm okay, you?
Good, yeah, not bad, thanks.
How are you doing?
You say hello, no growling.
Hey, fine, tails wagging. 2 Jack Russells.
That's it.
Come on. See you later, mate.
Bye, see you later.
Hi, Vinny. How are you? You okay, Vinny? Hey! Enough! Swine. No, you wouldn't have done. That's true, Dave. That is very true. You knew because you were born and you lived and you were raised on the coast. So you knew what you were looking at. Yep. We've got some sea mist coming in as well. So if anybody wants to know more about Grace and the body that's been found, have a Google Hull Live Grace Keeling and it'll all be there. Yeah, kiddie wink with its mum. So I just push the camera to one side. We don't want kiddie winks on here, do we? Well, I don't know what we're having for tea tonight. We had fish and chips last night. Went to the chippy. £20 for 2 of us. £20 for a large and a small fish and chips, a carton of gravy and a carton of curry sauce. Just short of £19.60 or something. Just short of £20. Come on. No, Toby. Ignore it. Yeah, both are good. The old Duchess is good. Nicola's good. She's in work today. Apparently she's doing really well at her driving lessons, so happy about that. What have you been up to anyhow? Because it's a while since you've been on here, isn't it? We were going to send a search party out to Dublin to see what had happened to you. I'll tell you one thing, Dave. They said the body's been recovered. It could be the last thing you're going to want tomorrow is loads of people coming up to Withernsea to see what's going on. That would be a nightmare. See, we have another car here, look. I think, is it? No, I think another police car. It's not, it's just a car. But if you had loads of people coming up, spectators coming up, that would be an absolute nightmare. The police and the Coast Guard do not want that. So that might be why they've said recovered. You say body found, well, not recovered, but all be up to watch. They'd be bringing kids with them and all sorts. Just imagine that. You know, when we had the pod of whales beached, they were here for weeks. The man from the council shut off his computer on Christmas Eve, and that was it. They were off work until the first week in January. And then it took another 2 weeks for them to do something. The things were stinking. But people, did it stop them? No. They were bringing the kids here, having the kids sit on the whales and taking pictures of them. It was unbelievable. That was during lockdown. There were literally thousands and thousands of people here. I mean, if you're going to have your kids sat on a dead whale, and that's what you want pictures of, why not take them to a slaughterhouse? Or something like that. So that could be why the press have said it's been recovered. I don't know. I'm not privy to that. I just know what the policewoman said. Which really, she shouldn't have told us that. If I'd been me, I'd have said, I don't know. Well, it's 5 to 5. And I've done 11 miles. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull a little bit back. We'll walk to the end of the prom and back. So it's going to be a bit longer than normal, but that way I've got 13 mile in. So maybe not my 14, but we'll get 13 in. Come on, Tobes. If we get 13 mile in, well, I can live with that. Not quite as much as I wanted. I mean, last night it turned out, by the time I'd been to a chippy to get fish and chips, I'd done 15 mile. Which I was happy with that. We won't be so happy today. But it's right. 2,000 calories. So that were good. Three fights this year you'll be on. Blimey. There'll be a lot of training for them, won't they? Well, you're right there, Dave, but my old Duchess fancied fish and chips. Hi, Stephen. Yeah, we're okay. I'm safe. I'm good. So is Toby. Edward, you're right. Some people have very little, if any, sense. You're absolutely correct. It won't happen to them until it does. But last night, though, with that old grandpa, I felt like giving him a pasting. I'm not violent at all, but after what had happened, seeing that, and there's one thing I can't stand, and that is arrogance. Arrogant old men who know it all, who know next to nothing. It's like, when does a young man, a young fool, become a venerable, old, wise, old gentleman? Sometimes they don't. A young fool becomes an old fool. Well, there's not much to see in the dark, is there? But we'll go to the end. And we will make our way back. Yeah, we'll go to where the marker is. And that should give us altogether 13 mile by the time I get home. So I'm not quite my 14, but that's okay. It's credible at least. So Wednesday, Thursday and Friday I'll have done what, 41? I'll have done about 50 miles this week, something like that. 58 miles. Got a dog coming up in a lighty up collar. Toby has one of them. Evening. Let's just see how many miles I've done this week. Well, we've done 23,741 steps. This week we've done an average of 8 miles a day. This is good. we've done 11 miles today so far. And that, the weekly average, if I didn't do anything else this next week, this next till Sunday, it would still be the same 8 miles a day. Oh, a Jaco. If I get another car, I'm not in the market for one, but if I were to get another car anytime soon, that is what I would go for, a Jaco. God, I wonder what that was. Yeah, all right, Dave. Chat later. Take care. Have a good night, whatever you do. I was really animated yesterday. Really, Dwayne, I was really animated. What that bloke did, that old granddad did, that old grandpa did, it was just unbelievable. I felt like hitting him. You know, I don't know who I was more mad at, the grandpa or the policewoman. I don't know. It was just awful. I still feel mad over it now. You know, I still feel agitated now when I think about it. In a way, I don't care about him. If he wants to risk his life, yeah, do what you want, your life, do what you want with it. But then if kids are watching him, if he can break the law, he can go down there, it's safe enough for Grandpa, well, why not us? And that's the thing. Kids are kids. We don't recognise danger. And when Grandpa takes the grandkid down there and puts him in that danger, that is just beyond belief. I know with my two grandkids, whatever their dad said is law. I would never ever go against him, ever. It's law. He said this, well that's it, your dad said that, there's no question. A lot of grandparents will say, in our house, it's grandparents' law. You don't worry about your dad, what we say goes. You're not at home now. Well, no. Doesn't matter. Kids grow up confused. We don't know the difference between right and wrong, or what's acceptable and what isn't acceptable. Whatever rules my son has are his rules, and they're our rules as well. Don't matter what we think. I might think, come on Sam, you're a little bit harsh there, but that's up to him, they're his kids. I might say something in private, Sam, you might want to reflect on that, son. Just think about it a little bit, just step back a bit. And if he said, Dad, that's how it is, yeah, sure, no worry. Where his kids are concerned, his rules are law, and there's no messing. Well, that's it. That is the thing. You know, how can anybody be so stupid? He'll know. I don't know I don't know how he couldn't know what happened the other week. I don't know. I wonder if a child's parents knew what Grandpa had done. I wonder if he'd told the kid, don't tell your mum and dad. It'll get me into trouble. I don't know whether he said that to them or not, obviously, I have no idea, but it makes you think. So say I love my grandkids, but I'm very, very aware that there are limits. And I know what those limitations are. As a grandparent, my job is to support my son and his family. But it's only secondary support. They're the ones who make the decisions, not me. And that's what in my mind, that's what any grandparent should do. We should support their children where the grandkids are. They're not there to say, you don't listen to your dad, you don't listen to your mum. When you're here, we do what we want. No. It should be the same, seamless. So with my nan and my granddad and with me, oh, it's the same, no different. If I behave like an idiot at home, I get trouble. If I behave like an idiot at my grandparents, I'll get trouble. Who will I get trouble off? My mum and dad. And that's how it should be. Quite a few people down there on the beach. The tide's going out, so they're perfectly safe. We'll be fishermen. So why not take your kid down here? You know, you're perfect. I mean, it's dark, doesn't matter, but you're perfectly safe. You know that. Just check the tide. Just check the tide. The tide. Make sure. You get here just after high tide, and you're fine. Come on, Tobes. Yeah, second time today, I know. Yeah, this is about 0.7 of a mile. What we'll do, we'll just go around and come back. We're not going anywhere, we're not doing anything. We're just going to make our way home now. It's 5:10. 11.71 miles. So it's going to be about 12.7 by the time we get home. Just short of 13. So I'll probably just leave it there. We haven't got the 14, but well, what the hell, never mind. You don't get everything. Doesn't sound very healthy, does it? Sounds like the exhaust is blowing. When I got rid of my Volvo, the S14, 2016 it was, it still had the original exhaust on it. And it was what? 8-year-old. They'd done some miles as well. 63 when I got it, and 170 odd when I traded it in for my Sangyong. My Sangyong, I've had it since 2016, so this year will be 10 years. I've done about 65,000 miles with it. Right, so we're just going to go back from here now, and we're just going to walk back to the prom, which is about another 0.7 miles. So 11.82 mile. So it'll be about 12.8 when I get home. Come on then. No, we're not going down on the beach. So one of the fishermen's come off. I think probably the best time to fish is as the tide's coming in, as it's peaking. I don't know though. Yeah, I know YouTube insane. Yeah, see you tomorrow, Edward. Yeah, that's right, Oliver. Who am I? I'm Daryl. YouTube Insane is one of the people who follows me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I see him most, he comes on most nights, Oliver. You gotta excuse me, but it's dark. I'm watching Toby and I'm watching where I'm going. So I might not always be able to answer at this time. Yeah, seems a nice enough lad. So now we're on our way home. Take Toby home. Go home and have a drink, because I need one. It'll be an orange, not a drink. I'll probably come out just to make up the 0.2. I'm going to be about 0.2 of a mile out. But we'll see. Yeah, he's a nice lad. He was in Disneyland in Paris, weren't he, earlier on this week. He had a good time. Well, there's no ships in sight tonight. We have an helicopter though, centre of my screen. It's on one of the rigs out there, probably the Rough gas field, which is literally just off the coast. I actually see some stars in the sky tonight. It's a lovely house. They've literally rebuilt it from the inside out. Got 2 lovely dogs as well. Oh, has he? Yeah, I know he's back. He came back the other day. Ah, right. No, he spoke to me since coming back from Disneyland. Well, we Friday. It might have been Wednesday he spoke to me, I think. I can't remember now. But I think it might have been Tuesday or Wednesday and he told me he were back. Well, there's not much to see at this time of the night, and this is why. When I've been at Coast Watch, I've not come out on a Thursday night because I've known right from the start it's going to be dark. And there's no fun in that. Come on, Tobes, down here. There he goes. All these stones and things, they've been kicked up by the sea in the storm. Branches, stones, all sorts of things.
I found out for him.
About 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes from here. When I get home, it's 17, I'll be home for 7:30, just turned 7:30 I should think. I can't do it, so just gonna go up to the pier towers. Then round the amusement arcade and then home. There we are. So we've done 12.28 miles. By the time I get, it'll be about 12.5 when I get to the towers, and it's about 0.4 miles from there. I can go in and have my tea. now getting a bit cold. Oh dear. Well, tend to reopen it then, that's not a problem, is it? If it's deleted it by mistake, just reopen it. It'll be fine. These things happen. Yeah, that's fine, Dwayne. You have a nice evening. I'm nearly home. Another 6-7 minutes and I'll be home. So yeah, thanks for coming along. It's been great to have you on board. I've enjoyed your company, and yeah, do what you need to do. Catch you tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more information about Grace and whether they've actually recovered the body or not. But we'll see. We'll have to see, won't we? But yeah, thanks anyway, and see you tomorrow. Well, we're nearly at the towers. I've been on the phone for nearly 2 hours now. So when I get to the towers, I'm gonna say goodnight to everybody, because it has been a long evening. Long afternoon and evening. So I am just gonna get here. So here we are, we're at the pier towers. Good night Stephen. Good night Dwayne. Right, from Toby, let's go under the light. It's good night, and from me, just going to thank everybody for your company tonight. It's been absolutely brilliant. We've had a really good evening. Been a long walk, longer than normal, but I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the company too. It's been brilliant. But all things have to come to an end at some time. So this is that point, unfortunately. I'm just going to say to everybody, thanks for coming along. Thanks for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It's been absolutely brilliant. I shall see you all again on the next one. So good night.